No.
You're gonna have to speak slower and more clearly.
No.
And action.
What is your name?
My name is Donna Dumeyer.
When were you born? And where were you born?
I was born in October 1947 in Williamsport, Pennsylvania.
How was school different when you went to school? Like,
How was it different?
than this nowadays school.
Well, when I was growing up, I did not ride the school bus until I was in high school.
Was there even
So
a
I
school
walked
bus?
to school every day, probably almost a mile from my house. I walked several blocks.
What
to
if it was
school.
snowing?
I still walked.
Could you get a bus, or was that for like the really
No.
rich kids?
No, I couldn't ride a bus. I walked to school. I walked to elementary school, and I walked to junior high school.
Is that really
There
hard?
was no real middle school. Like you know it today, there was no middle school. It was like kindergarten to 6th grade, 7th through 9th grade. That was junior high. And then 10th through 12th.
Oh. Do you know if any like poems or songs you learned in school?
Poems or songs? Can't understand you. Poems or songs? Well, one thing that we did in elementary school is every week we had auditorium on Wednesday mornings. And we used to sing songs and hymns. And we used to say the Lord's Prayer, and we used to say the Pledge of Allegiance in school, which they don't do now.
They do sing the Pledge of Allegiance
Do they
every
say
single day in the morning. We sing it. We're not singing. We say it.
We used to actually sing songs, and one of the songs I remember singing is The Little Red Church in the Dale.
Alright. Could you sing it for us?
No.
Aw. Okay.
No.
What games did you play as a child?
Okay, well, I remember playing jacks. Do you know what jacks are?
Isn't it with them like X's with their metal and there's ball
and a ball.
throw the ball, I guess?
Well, first you throw the jacks out onto the ground, and then you'd have to bounce the ball and pick up one jack. Then the next time, one jack at a time till you pick them all up. Then the next time you would pick up 2 jacks at a time until you picked them all up. Then you would pick up 3 jacks at a time. And then finally you would pick them all up in your hand, you know, when the ball bounced. Let's do that. And we used to do a lot of bike riding, roller skating, and we used to go actually to a skating rink where they would play music and you would rent skates to wear, and then you would skate around the skating rink. That was a lot of fun, and we used to go bowling.
Bowling? So like they had that when you were a kid?
They did indeed.
What chores did you have to do when you were younger?
Dust. I used to have to dust, and I hated it. I used to have to dust, and I used to do dishes, and I had to make my bed, and I had to keep my room straightened up.
Is there any like different chores you would have done like than you do nowadays? Like sew, maybe laundry or something like that? Or
No, I do not remember doing laundry when I was a little girl. I might help. My mother used to hang her laundry outside to dry. And
did you have...
he's bad. Daddy, the videographer is not behaving.
Did you have to
He's
maybe...
distracting me.
Did you maybe have to make dinner sometimes?
I would set the table, and I would clear the table, but I do not remember making, my mother did most of the cooking and preparing of the meals.
indoor plumbing?
Yes, we did.
Okay. Like sink, washer, bathroom, toilet, sink. I just said
Yes,
sink.
we had indoor plumbing, but my mother, when I was smaller, had a ringer washer. She did not have an automatic washer.
How
She
many
had a ringer
people
washer.
do you think?
Do you know what a ringer washer is?
No.
Okay, well, it had a thing on the top of the washing machine that once the clothes were washed, you would put your clothes through these two rollers, and you would have to wind it, and it would actually take the excess water out of your clothes. You wound it through.
So it's like when you wring out a clothes.
It would squeeze the water out going through these two
Kind of what our
rollers.
spin cycle does on our washing machine.
And then she would hang the clothes up outside.
Like, what percentage of people do you think had washer machines when you were a kid?
That kind, or just any kind of washing machine.
Well,
when I was growing up, most people had a washing
Do
machine.
you think about like 75%?
90%, I would say.
What presents did you get for Christmas?
Did I give or get?
Get.
Get?
Mhm.
Well, I can remember getting dolls. And my mother used to be quite a sewer, so she would make all my clothes. And every Christmas I would get lots of new clothes. And I got, one Christmas I got a bike, and I got roller skates. That kind of thing.
Do you remember a funny or interesting event that happened to you when you were a child?
A funny or...
And it's okay to share. I won't put much of it in.
A funny event.
Or interesting. Something that you might have done that was funny or interesting.
Or embarrassing is fine too.
Yeah, embarrassing would be good
What
too.
did you say?
Embarrassing too, because interesting is embarrassing
Embarrassing. Oh, well, I had an embarrassing thing happen to me one time when I was in probably 3rd or 4th grade.
Mm-hmm.
And we were having art class, and I decided to, when we were in the bathroom, I decided to get extra paper towels to take back to my classroom for art class, and we weren't supposed to do that. And I was at the paper dispenser pulling out the paper towels when the principal of the school walked into the bathroom and caught me doing this.
Oh dear.
And she gave me the devil. Yeah. She said, "What are you doing?" And I fibbed and said that I was drying my hands. And she said, "You don't need that many towels to dry your hands." So.
Is that like the only thing you can remember?
No, but that was embarrassing to me because I got caught, first of all, in a lie,
And then...
and I was doing something wrong. Mm-hmm.
Could we just hear
Anything
one
funny?
more? Or interesting?
Funny, I don't know. Funny.
Something we might laugh about. At least some of us.
Ray McKee.
Huh?
Ray McKee. Didn't he?
What about him? Why was
Didn't
that
he? I thought
funny?
I thought that he had done something to you one time when you were in school. Okay.
No, he liked me.
I know.
Well, that's like
He
Ruth.
liked me, and we walked home from school together. I mean, that wasn't funny.
That's like Ruth told us that she kissed a boy in 1st grade behind the outhouse.
No, I never.
Well, I have all of this on video. This is awesome.
Yeah, well, Grandma's going to be boring to talk to.
She was a
What was
good
your
kid.
first job?
She was compliant.
And could you describe what you did on your first job?
My first job was when I was 17 years old, and I worked in the special diet kitchen at the hospital.
Is the diet kitchen the cafeteria?
No, it was actually the place that prepared the meals for patients who were on special diets. They had to have certain, like, low sodium, low
Because they couldn't have
fat.
that
Because they
sugar
have
with them.
they couldn't have just regular food. They had to have special diets.
Oh,
So I worked in that
like,
kitchen, and we would put the food on the plates, and then they would be taken upstairs to the patients.
did you ever, like, take the plates up, or were you
No.
just on that?
I was just in the kitchen and helped put the plates together.
Did you go on vacation when you were a child? Mm-hmm. And if so, where did you go?
Well, my father did not get a paid vacation. So when we went away, we had to go away on the weekend. And we would usually leave on Friday and come back on Sunday. So when I was probably in 6th grade or so, 6th or 7th grade, my parents decided to go camping at the shore with friends who had been doing this for a while. So they bought a tent and a tarp and a folding table and a Coleman stove and a lantern and that kind of thing, and sleeping bags and air mattresses, all this stuff, big cooler to put all our food in because my mother prepared all our meals. We didn't eat out when we went away. Very rarely did we go out to a restaurant. So that's what we did. We went camping at the shore and also in the mountains or in the woods. We would go to state parks and camp for the weekend.
Do you know what state park she went to?
One was called Halfway Dam. I can't remember any of the names, but they were usually state parks in Pennsylvania.
Do you remember the name of the beach?
We used to go to Rehoboth Beach. Rehoboth in Delaware.
That's still there, here, isn't it?
In Delaware. Mm-hmm.
How is life different today than it was when you were younger?
Well, a lot of things have changed since I was a child. I was probably only about 4 or 5 years old when we got our first television. And it was a black and white television. It wasn't color. One of the things I remember getting for Christmas was a transistor radio, what they called a transistor radio. It worked on batteries.
The one you have at the cabin? Is that one?
No, you probably wouldn't even know what they don't have them anymore.
At your transistor radio at the cabin?
Yeah. That one's pretty bad up there in the cabin, isn't it?
See, I made a very interesting comment. See? I just did it right there.
Yes, you did. Another thing that I got that was back then was a brownie, what they call a brownie camera. And
Is that one of them, like,
it was
old
just a little,
cameras?
yeah, it was an old-fashioned camera. And then, what? And then they also had what was called Polaroid cameras, which would take pictures, and then the picture would actually come out of the camera.
I've seen them in, like, movies and in books I've read.
It would develop the picture right then and there.
Like, technology that's been, like, increasing ever since, like, it always increases. Like, soon we'll have flying cars.
Another thing that they changed was automatic transmissions in cars.
Like, so I've seen some really old-fashioned
most of
cars
them used to
compared
be-
to, like, BMWs and
Well,
stuff.
no, most of the cars used to be stick shift. You had a clutch and a brake and
What's
the
that?
gas pedal.
What?
But the automatic transmissions, you didn't have to use the clutch.
You just...
And my first car was the first Volkswagen Bug that had an automatic transmission.
Okay. Do you remember any big national events like World War II, Pearl Harbor, and President Kennedy dying?
I do remember that. I was not born until after World War II, so I don't know anything about World War II or Pearl Harbor. But I remember exactly where I was when President Kennedy was shot. I was passing classes in junior high school.
Do you have any... what memories did you have at that time?
Of that time?
Like, did you have any different ones than those 3? 4? No, 3.
1.
Like, are there any other big events other than what she mentioned that you?
Well, of course, that was, much later, but
You probably you remember Vietnam.
The first flight into space. That was in the 60s. First flight into space. I was still in school when what was his name? Shepard. Alan Shepard was the first one that went into space. He went up, and he came back down.
Did he die?
No.
Oh. Are there any more that you have?
Well, there was the Vietnam War, and a lot of the kids that were in my class in school went off and fought in the Vietnam War.
Do you know a lot of them tell
And not a lot of my class, but I know there was at least 1 or 2 of my class that were killed in the Vietnam War.
Don't we still fight Vietnam?
No.
Have we?
Mm-mm.
Oh. Any more, or do you think that's all you can remember?
What?
Nothing.
Just say it.
No, just right.
They aren't showing this video to
I know.
anybody.
I know. Go ahead.
What is the biggest piece of technology that you recall? I mean, you said you got a TV when you were 4 or 5. But when did Graham and Pat get a microwave? Or did she? At first, did she always have an electric stove, or did she originally have a gas stove? No, she always had electric.
Yeah, that's the other thing with the microwave. But what?
TV was probably
TV was the biggest.
revolutionary.
Yeah,
Well, I already said that.
I know.
I'm just asking.
What was a big decision you made that changed your life?
Probably going into nursing.
Why was that a big decision in your life?
It wasn't marrying Opa, because I did not meet Opa until I made my big decision to go into nursing.
Wait, so he was a nurse?
No.
No. No, he wasn't, but I did meet
Was he a
him.
patient?
No, I met him. I met him at one of our dances at our nursing school, because most of the people in the school were girls, and so we didn't have any way to socialize with guys. So once a month we would have dances, and we would invite guys from the different colleges in the area. And Susquehanna was about half hour or so away from where I went to nursing school, and so one month he came to one of our dances. And that's how we met.
Did you invite him, or did someone else, and then
No,
you just met?
I did not know him, and he came expecting to be bored because he brought his books along.
Okay.
Brought his books along
Came
and
to
sat
study.
up in our lobby with his books, and finally he
Came with some
decided to come
friends.
downstairs where the dance was going on, and I was dancing, and he saw me dancing, and so then the next thing you know, he came over and asked me to dance. And it started from there.
That's a smart move.
I think I failed the course already.
Then the next thing you know, that next morning, there in my mailbox was a letter from him. And I could never figure out how he got it there that quickly.
You could have just wrote it that night
No,
while he
he
was reading
didn't.
his
Well, you know he
books.
talks to himself. He just wrote it down.
Probably mailed it there at the end of life. It was going out. It was mailed
Which-
all
But the
the way.
biggest decision that I made was going into nursing school, because
Yeah, it's
once I became a nurse,
That's where you
I
found
stayed
it.
in that field, and
Were there a lot of options for females back then?
no, there were not a lot of options. I mean, there's many more things that kids can choose to do today. Back when I was making that decision, it was usually either a teacher, a nurse, or a secretary. And because my favorite subjects in school were biology, chemistry, physiology,
Anatomy.
I was was drawn toward nursing.
Would you prefer to grow up in like the time period you did, or would you rather grow up today?
I think I like the time period I grew up in. I think today there are too many things that keep us from interacting with each other. I think we spend a lot of time sitting in front of computers, and kids are not learning how to make eye contact when they talk with people.
To communicate through written word.
They're
Penmanship.
not real good at
Penmanship.
communicating by writing. They have a difficult time writing.
Their handwriting is
And
terrible.
writing, their handwriting is not very good, and they also have trouble writing just a simple paragraph. And their spelling is atrocious. So I think back when I was in school, I think my teachers taught me well, and I like that time period.
Well, it was very nice talking to you and interviewing you, and hearing what you had said.
It has been my pleasure, Miss Elena.
Thank you.